also 2012, let's say, the Fontanelle fire in Wyoming. So there's a whole bunch of fires going on. It's like National Preparedness Level 4 or 5. We get there, and we're the only hotshot crew there. There's some jumpers, some miscellaneous Type 2 crews, some other resources, and for the next week to 10 days, we're the only hotshot crew there. So the management team's really relying on us heavy to pull off these burnouts and scout and figure out the plan for them, which is very common with management teams. They heavily rely on hotshots because this is what we do every single day. So it's also a beetle kill, lodgepole fuel type, 90+% mortality rate in a lot of the area. So you can imagine what it looks like. It's 100-foot tall carpet of just dead fuel. So we attempt to pull off this mid-slope burnout. So the fire's down below. We're on a road, so the fire's down here in heavy timber, and we're trying to get this burnout mid-slope. And 99% of the time, trying to hold that type of a fire in that type of fuel type with that type of terrain just ain't going to happen. But we got the winds. We adjust our lighting pattern to help suck the wind downhill, and we take it slow, and it starts acting the way we want it to. So we pull that off, and it's just like, wow, I have never seen anything like that in that type of fuel model. So we're feeling pretty good about it. So we wrap up that division in a day or two. We wrap up another division. And we're going to the other side of the fire, and there's some summer cabins there. There's 13 of them. And jumpers and engines have been doing all the infrastructure work, putting in hose lays, pumps, sprinklers, whatnot. We get there in the morning, and they're like, here's what we've done. We don't expect the fire to be here today. And kind of look up on the mountain and go, I don't know. It seems pretty close. It could be here today. Don't sell yourself short. So, sure enough, the winds, predominant winds, start pushing it towards the cabins. And so we get into, all right, here we're gonna come up with a plan and make this happen today. So we scouted it. We got everything in place, and basically pulled off. It's pretty. The fire is laying over the cabins, and we're pulling the burnout off underneath that. So this huge column just laying over you, and you're burning out, and it's sucking up into the column. And we're not worried about it spotting on the road behind us. We're just trying to save these cabins. We'll deal with that later. And it all works really well. But the reason it worked wasn't because the other crews were working well with us. It was because our crew was so dialed in to the conditions and what we'd seen the last few days and that part of the season. We had crew members telling the engine people what to do. They're spraying on chicken coops versus that cabin right over there. It's like, hey, get over here. So essentially, our crew really just banded together with a group of people that were there and pulled it off, and didn't lose any structures. And it was one of those moments that you're always going to remember. I remember Bob, one of the guys on the crew, and I were going up to light a strip deep to help pull it up from the house. I'm like, Bob, you are going to remember this day for a really long time, because you're basically in between a major crown fire, and you're trying to generate another one that'll burn into it, and then people below you are going to be coming along. But it was just you had to be there to really grasp it. The train or jet engine sound of that, the column generated by what was going on. There's some really great pictures of it, and we got a commendation from the team. So felt really good to be able to pull that off. It's hard to, we're always taught not to think about what the value of whatever at risk is as far as homes. One person's single wide trailer is another person's mansions. So that was a very proud moment just because of the way the crew worked together. There's been a lot, though. It doesn't matter that you've saved homes or not, or saving babies, so to speak. So, hero mentality. It's just a lot of satisfaction just comes from being out in the middle of nowhere as well, and just knowing you did a good job, and seeing the accomplishments, over and over and over.